So it was a case of go big or go home for the New York Football Giants heading into the 2020 NFL Draft, with the Giants owning the 4th overall pick in the first round. Matt Levine welcoming you right here to the 954sports.com YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by and paying a visit. So those New York Football Giants, what would they do with their number one pick? Well, they would select what General Manager Dave Gettleman likes to call a hog molly. This young man, this gentleman. Andrew Thomas, 6'5", 320 pounds, a junior out of the University of Georgia. Offensive lineman, can play left or right tackle. And a good one at that. At the University of Georgia, had a stellar 3-year career. 15 games he played as a freshman on the right side. Switched to the left side as a sophomore, a little bit banged up with an ankle injury, but still a solid sophomore season, a breakout campaign as a junior. Thomas earning some nice accolades. Second team All-American, Associated Press. First team All-SEC, SEC. What an outstanding draft for that Southeast Conference. Just amazing, right? All the talent they churn out. And the New York Giants, hopefully, going to be benefactors of obtaining the talents of one Andrew Thomas. Now, Thomas coming in and looking to solidify that New York Giants offensive line. There's no doubt about that. It has been problematic, to say the least, the last few years. New sheriff in town, working with Dave Gettleman and Joe Judge so far. Everything I've heard, podcasts, radio interviews, seen television interviews, I've liked about Joe Judge. Young guy with the energy, old school values. And I think the Giants did well with this pick. Okay? The window is short. You've got this dude right here, number 26 for the Giants, in the 3rd year of his career already. The 2nd overall pick in the draft 2 years ago in 18. Needs an offensive line as creative and as brilliant as he can be without the blocking at times. He needs that line in Saquon Barkley. You get the left tackle to clog up that left side, and you give this young man holes, seams, and he'll make the magic happen. Now, despite also having the ability to run, Giants now 2nd-year quarterback.
Their assignment, the rush integrity is voided. Easy touchdown, 2nd rushing touchdown for Daniel Jones, and they are in position. Defenders turn their back.
Jones took a beating last year as a rookie, getting sacked. The year before that, Eli Manning was sacked for the most times in his career, an illustrious career then. And Eli, in the back end of his career, took a beating as well. The Giants have not had what you call a terrific offensive line in a long time. So Andrew Thomas comes in with plenty of expectations, and I would say a lot of thumbs up. I give him a thumbs up. I like the pick. Why not? You get the best rated offensive tackle in the draft and an opportunity to grab him at number 4. Do it. Pro Football Focus. I listen to them. I think they're a Bible when it comes to knowledge geared towards the professional football game. When they talk, I listen. Here's what they had to say, right? They said, essentially the only weakness he has is some footwork and passing sets. But overall, Andrew Thomas is the best all-around tackle prospect in this draft, projecting near the top of the class as a pass protector and a run blocker. Again, those are the guys from PFF. I like that right there. Also liked what his coach had to say about him. Kirby Smart, Coach Hill's Bulldogs at the University of Georgia. When the Giants asked him what he thought about Andrew Thomas, he said, "I told those guys from the Giants, you're getting a workhorse because he's very solid. In a day and age when you worry about bust and guys not being what you think they are, you're getting what you get with this guy. What you see is what you get." Again, Kirby Smart. What does that mean to me? Means he's old school. And guy's going to give you his blood, sweat, and tears on the field and represent the organization like a consummate professional off the field. Yes, I know the bust. We all do. Fans of all respective teams in the NFL, especially for Big Blue. Eric Flowers. Didn't happen. The first-round draft pick, 9th overall in 2015, out of the University of Miami. Never meant to be as a New York Giant. Has since bounced around, right? A couple of teams. He's now looking to get his career back on the tracks with the Miami Dolphins. Signed a deal in the offseason. However, the Giants have had some success with plenty of offensive linemen in the draft. The one that comes to mind, the opposite of an Eric Flowers and what you hope Thomas will be in this guy right here. This is William Roberts. Great lineman and a great New York Giant. On and off the field. 27th selected overall in the first round of the 84 draft from Ohio State. Back then it was Ohio State. Now it's the Ohio State University. 10 years as a Giant. 2-time Super Bowl champion. Number 66 in your program. So that's what I'm hoping to get. When I think of players from the University of Georgia, first one that comes to mind that became a New York Giant, and this guy, like William Roberts, another consummate professional and a great Giant on and off the field. Rodney Hampton. There he is. Rodney Hampton had almost 7,000 yards as a New York Giant. Just shy, and a great career. Right behind Tiki Barber. Leading rusher in Giants history is Rodney Hampton at number 2. So I would take a career like William Roberts or Rodney Hampton any day from Andrew Thomas. Right? That's what you want. A guy who's going to represent the organization like a champ off the field and be part of championship teams on the field. The Giants need to get things done now. It's an organization that has struggled. The coaching changes. They've gotten the high draft picks the last few years because of the losing. Now it's time to pay dividends and cash in on the talent you collect. And in the NFL, we've seen it with the Rams. We've seen it with the 49ers. Quick turnarounds can happen. Yes, they can, especially when you have talent at the major positions at quarterback, running back. Very interested to see just how well, right off the bat, Andrew Thomas fits in. I think he's going to fit like a glove, and I think he's going to be a superb New York Giant. Last year, the Giants had 3 first-round picks, right? Jones, Lawrence, and Baker. They traded for Baker to squeeze him in as one of the last picks in the first round. Jones, if I was going to give grades on those 3 guys, I know I'm here to talk about Andrew Thomas. Dexter Lawrence, well, let me start with Jones. He was the highest pick, and then we'll go Lawrence and Baker. Jones was 6th overall, right? I think Lawrence was 17th, and Baker was 30th. Something like that. I'd say Jones, I would give him solid B+. If it wasn't for the turnovers, he'd get an A. Can argue because of the turnovers, maybe a B minus, but a high B. Lawrence, there was some good, bad, and ugly. Give him a C plus. He came on late in the year. Baker struggled, then came on in spurts late in the year. I'm going to be generous and give him a C minus. Now, as far as this guy goes, you're going to plug him in to that all-important left tackle slot, I believe, from day one. I think you're going to get an A. I'm expecting nothing less. And by the way, the more I read about Andrew Thomas and what he's accomplished off the field, the more I like him. As I mentioned, right, All-American, All-SEC. Saw what Coach Smart had to say. Well, he was also involved in some cool projects. One of them being the West End project, a project where folks teamed up at the University of Georgia to raise money to basically renovate the locker rooms and the amenities in the West End of their stadium, Sanford Stadium. And he was the player representative chosen. They raised $63 million. And they now have a state-of-the-art facility, including that beautiful locker room. Look at that. Love reading things like that. Also, Coach Kirby Smart, when he needed to choose a player to represent at the SEC, the Southeastern Conference Media Days, he chose Andrew Thomas to go represent the team. So I like hearing things like that, right? Where you know the young man is responsible on and off the field, and he's representing the team. It means he's probably got something up here. And hey, certainly has the size to play in the NFL. 6'5", 320 pounds. I'm going to hope that he creates a wall on the left side of the offense for Daniel Jones and company for those New York Football Giants. So, to Dave Gettleman, Coach Judge, and all you New York Giant fans out there like yours truly, I like the selection. And Andrew Thomas, welcome to the Big Apple. Welcome to the New York Giants. I hope you have a long, illustrious, championship-filled career.